In this example, we're going to be going over how to change a property value. So within our code here, we've added a whole bunch of new properties and methods available within our original class of the car blueprint. So we created a new public property of gas in the engine. We've got 500 kilometers worth of gas within the engine, and here we've got a method and we're just calling it use gas. So we're taking in a value of the amount of gas that was used. So it should actually be so this is just going to refer to a value. This minus this is going to return back how much gas there is in the engine still. So what we're doing here is we're just calling these properties and we're working out a calculation. So we're starting with our original gas in the engine, which is 500, and we're equaling it now to that original value of 500, or whatever that value is now, and we're taking in this new value, the gas used value, and we're calculating what that output is going to be. So every time this method is called within this class, it's going to run this calculation and set this value to the new value after it's calculated. So we can continuously access this method and update the amount of money or amount of gas that's in the engine. And here we've added an additional method just to return back how much gas is left within the engine. So all this is doing is this is returning whatever value is available in here. And down within the code down here, so we've got what we had set up before, where we had set up the new object using the class car blueprint. We had gone object, and we're calling in this method where it's using gas, and we're passing in a value of 50. So what this line of code is doing is it's calling this method use gas and sending a value of 50, and we're using this object. So within this object, we've got this method that's called use gas, assigning a value to whatever value is being passed, a variable of gas used, and then we're taking that variable value of gas used and subtracting it from the gas in the engine. So this gives us the ability to drive the car and use gas. And this is in the output area, we're just checking how much gas is going to be left within the engine. So if everything goes well, if everything goes properly, we're going to start off with 500. We're going to run this method. We're going to subtract 50 from 500, and we should be able to, on this check of the gas in the engine, we're going to be able to return a value of 450. And when we refresh the page, we do see that the value is actually there. So if we were to actually add an additional gas use, so maybe there's 2 trips, 1 trip and 2, and we're actually using the same object and using that gas that's within the tank. So watch what's going to happen now. So now we're going to use a total of 200 units of gas, and by refreshing it we see that we do get a value of 300. So what's actually happened here is we've gone here past the value of 50, subtracted it from the gas in the engine, which originally started out as 500. So what I like to do usually is to separate that out and set up the values and properties right off the bat, and then have the methods down here below. And these are methods that are going to be accessing these original values and properties that are being set up. So the reason that we keep it at the top is that we're able to easily see, and if we do have to make some adjustments and we realize that, well, the gas in the engine is not 500, it's going to be 700, we can change the blueprint and update that value, property value, fairly easily and quickly. So what we did is we started off with 500, we made 1 trip, we used up 50 units of gas, So what happened is it got subtracted from the initial 500 units of gas, and then when we made our second trip, we started out at 450 units of gas, and we passed through the same method, using up that gas in the engine, and we used up an additional 150 units of gas that was passed through the gas used, and when we do our check here, we see that what's left is the output of 300. So what we can also do just so that we can have a better output and we can see what's happening along the way. See that our first trip ends up at, our tank ends up at 450, and then our second trip ends up at 300. So this is lesson number 24, so within the source files. So if you want to download that and work with that within your lone local machine and adjust the values and see how that works within object-oriented programming.